What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and let's dive straight into things. So hopefully you watched yesterday's video. If not, do go and check it out. In yesterday's video I was explaining that we're either going to retrace back inside the range and consolidate, which is what pretty much happened, or would expect a continuation to the downside. Now, I do still have a bearish bias, of course, with the expansion we had on Tuesday, and then obviously Wednesday we returned back into the range. So it's going to be interesting to see how Thursday does play out. It's typical that the low is made on a Tuesday, and we do have some relative equal highs up here, which I've still got my eyes set on. So with that taken into account, I am going to be paying very close attention to the range that was created on Wednesday. Still very, high risk conditions, so I'm not going to be diving straight into the charts or anything crazy, but you can see on the 4 hour how price is wicking a lot, and it's starting to work its way back inside the range. And what's interesting is we'll find that we came, of course, to equilibrium, which is the 50% level, and you can see right there price just hit the 50% level. Yes, we wicked up here, but generally speaking, volume has hit that 50% level on dollar. So let's go up to the daily and take a closer look. And this red line is the 60-day low. The fact that we've taken out this 60-day low, I'm now kind of looking at price like, what next? That's genuinely what's going through my mind. Like, okay, you've taken out the big 60-day low that we anticipated. Like, yes, now what are you trying to do? Like, where is it you want to be drawing to? And there's a few things that have caught my attention. So obviously this gap up here, I spoke about this earlier on in the week. There's a massive gap that was created. This is still a significant price point, as in for price wants to trade to. Let me clear some things on the charts first. We don't need this anymore. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to keep this because this volume imbalance that we have, this volume imbalance right here is still very relevant to us. As in, price should seek to trade into this. Now again, whether that happens this week, next week, I don't know. The relative equal highs above here are very clean. So that's what's kind of drawing me towards it. And like I said, the low tends to get made on a Tuesday. And also we haven't spent much time above that Sunday opening price, which is right here. But I'm going to get rid of this as well. And then we're going to go back to the daily. And what you'll find is that we have a large daily wick right here. And it's very possible that price may want to trade into it again. Price may want to tap back into that range. So I don't necessarily expect us to take out a low or a high. But if we're going to remain within the range, as in the current trading range, which is obviously mainly this large wick, large candle right here. If we're going to stay within the range, then it's going to need to come into some kind of pause, some kind of PD array. So I'm looking at this large wick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the wick up, just like a fair value gap. I'm going to be looking at the midpoint specifically. I'll make this line, and I'm going to put daily consequent encroachment. And as far as I'm concerned, this would be the next calling point that I'd want price to trade to on Thursday, as in that's what I'd be looking and expecting price to want to tap into and find either resistance or trade above it and find support. It's going to be one or the other. So let's go. There's also a gap technically here between this close and this open, and I'll just mark that out just for reference sake. Between this close, this open, drag that out. I'm getting a bit bored of this orange color. Let's make it blue for a change. Let's get rid of that. So there's a gap down here. So now we have two PD arrays, both in the premium. One in the premium, one in the discount. And I'm anticipating that price is going to stay within this range tomorrow. Just because I don't, like I said, it's taking out the 60-day period. I'm not really sure what it wants to do next. And there is a small gap it created today between this low and this high. Very small gap in the premium. But again, I doubt that price is going to want to do all that on the Thursday, especially with high impact news PPI on the Friday. So what I think is best is that we have these lot marked out, have one of them traded to, and then in tomorrow's video we'll look at, okay, which premium PD array is it going to attack, or what discount PD array is it going to attack now on the back of the news on the Friday, because like I said, they tend to hold price before high impact news. So let's go down to the 4 hour. You can see we've already gaps. There's that 50% level I was talking about, and there's that gap I was talking about between this close and this high. What's interesting is that today on Tuesday we traded into that and left it. And look at this candle right here. We traded down into the 50% level of this candle. So we're finding a level of support going on around here, which is suggestive to me, which is more suggestive as to why I'd want to see price continue to rally and potentially tap into that midpoint I was talking about. So let's go down to the 1 hour. And you can see I'm working my way down through the stages, through the time frame, sorry. And again, a massive gap. That's what we got delineated. But the fact that we traded into it and left it, this should act as a support, as in this is now what we call a bullish fair value gap, essentially, meaning that if price was to make its way down there, we'd expect it to act bullishly. But as far as I'm concerned, I just want to see if price can draw up into that midpoint of that consequent encroachment, because that's the next PD array I see. Don't get me wrong, it can come down here, and if it does, what you'll find is that this long wick that actually traded into it, if we look at the 50% level, you'll see that's at the high of the fair value gap. So there's reason as to why price may want to wander down there, but what I'm looking at more closely is definitely these down close candles and the way that these are being stacked and what we're getting propulsion blocks. Bullish order block, traded into it here, bullish order block, traded into it here, bullish order block, traded into it here, and then we expanded and ran and then created that wick and came down. And like I said, on the daily, this is a PD array, so there's no reason why we should anticipate that price may want to draw up there. So let's draw out this bullish order block, the original, and you can see we've just opened at it, which is quite interesting for price as well, at the volume of it, and I'm looking at the low of it as well. And then the lowest I want to see price trade tomorrow, again, when I say these things, obviously it can go out, like it's never gospel, guys. It's never gospel, but this is what I'm looking at. And when I draw these things out and price respects them, that's what gives me the confidence to get in a trade, because I'm like, okay, my PD arrays are being respected, therefore I should be able to trade it. So I'm looking at this bullish order block like so, and let's go down to the 15-minute, and you can see there's also a slight breaker here, low, high, lower, low, displacement to the upside, very high resistance, but displacement nonetheless. Last up close candle, what we call a breaker, and it'll be nice to see if price wants to wander in here and then try and return and try and get up into that level I was talking about. There was displacement up here, but like I said, I'm expecting us to stay within the range, because there's no high impact news on Thursday, I don't believe, and then Friday we have PPI. So with all that taken into account and all the things which I'm seeing, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting, okay, we're likely going to stay within this trading range between this high and this low. We've created another trading range between this low and this high. We've found daily PD arrays, which is this midpoint and this discount. We've clearly left this discount, and we're now coming back inside the range. So we need to play within that. So like I said, as long as price respects these levels, nice consolidation here. If price can respect that early hours tomorrow, so London session, there's no reason we can't expect a long or expansion up into that 50% level I was talking about. So I hope that all makes sense. That's what I'm looking at on dollar. Quite an interesting day. And yeah, let's head on to GBP USD. So that means that GBP USD. So interesting day on GBP. Obviously, similarly, we're looking at the range that's been created. I'm looking at these relative equal lows. It's very, very clean. But again, it's very much possible they're going to hold price before they run these lows, if they're going to do it this week. And if they are, it'll be on the back of the news. This blue line is a 60-day high. We've taken it. So I'm looking at price like, okay, what next? I don't think we're going to run out that Tuesday high, because the fact that we failed to do it today on the back of high impact news makes me think, okay, it's probably not going to get ran for the rest of the week. Yesterday's video I was talking about up here, we stayed very much inside the range and consolidated the holding price again, probably until like I said, until PPI. But let's see. So let's get this daily divider marked out. This should have already been done. And then right here, the 30th. I can't believe it's already the end of the month. And let's go up to the daily. So I'm going to get rid of a few things, just because, again, I think this is a bit ambitious for this week. So I'm going to get rid of that for now. I'm going to get rid of this for now. And similarly, I'm looking at this lot. Again, we're going to try and identify the PD arrays on the daily. We have a rejection block level right here, as in, if price taps above here, I'd expect it to be rejected pretty much instantly. It can go above Wednesday's high. That's completely fine. But I'd expect us to be rejected. And then we're looking at, I do see this gap in the discount, but I'm not seeking on the daily discount PD arrays in that sense. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not expecting us to necessarily want to fill this. So I'm looking at this wick. And the same thing, I'm going to be looking at that 50% level. If we run past this 50% level, then and only then am I going to be happy about thinking about that fair value gap. But until then, I want to see us hit that 50% level. This is a rejection block level, so more specifically, I'll be looking at the 25% level or 50% level of this range up here. If we even manage to get up there, I doubt we will. But if we did, it's at 25% level I want to see you get rejected at. But generally speaking, this is what I have my eyes on, the 50% level of yesterday's wick. So we get that marked out. And then let's drop down to the 4 hour. And you can see we've just run out high. And again, range bound. Continued consolidation. Let's go down to the 1 hour. And you can see a lot of consolidation here as well. But again, it'd be nice to see if price does want to work its way down in towards this midpoint, which is where we've just left. It's not as clean as dollar, I would say, so I would be a little bit more cautious on pound. What I do like I said, what I do like here, there are some relative equal highs, this high and this high, and prices quite nicely just ran those highs. I like the look of that. So it'd be nice to see if price wants to continue that kind of behavior, as in the fact that we've run that high. It'd be nice to see if we can work our way down to this level in the new day. And then, like I say, if we do manage to bypass it, then and only then am I expecting us to run the lows of Wednesday and start moving down towards this midnight opening price. This is the midnight open. This is the Sunday. Sorry, work our way towards the Sunday opening price, which is right here. But that means we need to trade through this, and I need to see it done. You see how this candle is forming quite aggressively? I need to see it close below this level like that, like on an hourly basis, basically, for me to be confident that okay, now we can start thinking about that Sunday opening price as a target, and then what will happen is price will likely run for it. But right now, all I have my eyes set on is, can we get to this? And if we do, in the new day, by the way, can we get to this? If we do, how is it treating it? Is it trading through it? And if it is, then I'll start looking for setups. That's how my mind's thinking. If we run these buy stops, I'll probably just stay out of it because I don't think price has any more business to do up here, especially because, like I said, Tuesday tends to make the high anyway. And I'd like to see us pull back into the range and the original consolidation, which is very typical of price anyway. There's certain aspects and plays that the market does that I want, that which is why I'm anticipating and waiting on these like levels to get reached before I want to commit, so to speak. London session should be quite interesting for setups in general tomorrow. Again, if we're in the London session and we're still above this red level, as in if the whole of the Asian range now forms and we're still above this red level, I want to see London work it. And if we get through London and we're still above this red level, then I want to see New York work it. And if we're still above it, then they're obviously holding it for PPI now. I doubt it, otherwise that'll be a pure consolidation, a pure mess, right? So, like I said, London might touch it. Maybe we get a nice return to the Asian range, and then we might want to run that in New York. But basically, this is the level I have my eyes on, and we'll talk more about it. And look at how price has already treated this level. Look. Like, if we look into this and, you really just see how price is treating it, it's using it as a barometer for price. It's quite fairly traded around. If we look at this zone right here. And when you understand that, it shows the importance of these levels. Because this is what we call consequent encroachment. It's the midpoint of a daily wick. Look at this, So that's why I'm treating it so importantly, because as far as I'm concerned, it's not just a level as in one level, it's the whole range. And I'm treating the range like a fair value gap, in that if it can hit the 50% level, it's likely going to trade through it, and that 50% level is the level. Do you know what I mean? Like, more or less, if we look at the midpoint, the middle line. You see, this is where I'm looking for price to get down into. And once it trades and bypasses that, that's like, okay, now I want to see it use it as a reverse, like flip it, run out these lows, and then we can start thinking about discounts. That's how I'm approaching price, guys. But yeah, very interesting to see we run out these buy stops. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to see us come back up there again. But just be conscious that we may remain in a bit of a ziggy-zaggy mess before Friday if they want to hold price. Especially if, we've taken out a very significant swing high recently. So we just need to be patient, is what I'm saying. So that's going to be everything on GBP USD. Let's go to Euro USD. I did get a comment from someone yesterday saying to cover it a little bit more. Yesterday's video was quite rushed because I was tired. So apologies for that. But again, this blue level, 60-day high, ran it beautifully, and you can see that euro's much more weak. So let's get rid of a few things. And if you remember at the beginning of the week, I spoke about this inverted bearish order block for us to trade to, and also this 25% level to trade to. These are still relevant. We haven't dropped below that Sunday opening price yet, guys. So if we do, these are still the levels which I want to see us get traded to. Now, don't get me wrong, I wanted to see us trade to these first. Did we do it? No. So what does that mean? It's probably going to wait till the end of the week, and that's fine if we are going to reach them. But let's go up to the daily, see what we can find. And similarly, again, what I do like is the way we've crossed paths here. It's going this honestly, if we manage to get through here, this is going to be very telling of price. As in, if price manages to trade through, you see this range here. If price manages to trade through that, it's going to be very telling. Then we can very comfortably expect us to run down into this range if we can get through this first. Now, again, similarly, looking at the 50% level, which is pretty much that 60-day level. This is a 60-day level, so I'm not going to draw out a line because I don't want it to get too messy. But let's go to the 4 hour, and you can see we've tapped up into this. What's this? Bearish order block, classic. We're going to go down to the 1 hour, and then we can also look at the way that the ranges that's been created. For example, we've attacked these lows. This fair value gap is now an inverted fair value gap, which is why once we return to it, we're struggling. It's in price, fine rejection. And into the new day on the hourly, like I said, I want to see if we can trade and roll over. And what I'm anticipating is that, yes, we can get down into here, into this range. It's just that once it gets here, I can imagine it's going to consolidate a little bit. Or they might hold price or close price here and then send it the day after, where we have a lot of high impact news on euro as well, which is quite interesting. So similarly, I'm still expecting a bearish price action. And all these up close candles here, these should be supporting price in its movement down. They should be advocates for price to move down, as in they should be getting respected, and that's what we're seeing consistently. So with that in mind, I don't want to see price rally pretty much at all. I'm going to leave these two because these are the first significant ones that I can see. I'm going to leave this level marked out. I'm going to make it black, and I don't want to see price trade above it. It can, and it very, very well might. And if it does, so be it. It's not going to be the end of the world for me. But if it doesn't, that's telling me that I'm likely on the right side of the market, and I can start to see where I can anticipate consolidation, such as here. Why? Because it's a crossover point, and we can talk about this in another video. This wick and this wick, how they very cleanly complement each other. Anyway, we'll talk about that later, assuming we get down there. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Not really much. Again, I like this gap. I like the fact that we've created this massive gap and we've traded through it and left it. I like that. And yeah, now I'm looking at that Wednesday low as a potential draw on liquidity moving into Thursday and Friday. Like I said, we might, similarly like what I've been saying, we've created a range high to the low. We came back up to equilibrium, cool. Now we've created another range low to high. I wouldn't be surprised if we stayed within that range, guys, and then maybe rolled over at the end of the day or something, and then wanted to start thinking about Tuesday lows or Wednesday lows. And like I said, there's very nice relative equal lows, and we haven't even tapped below that Sunday opening price, which is very tempting to me. Yeah, that's how I'm looking at price. It has been a very difficult week, so I'm not even kicking myself. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, drop a comment, smash subscribe, join the mailing list, join the Discord. All of the links are in the description, and I do read your comments, so do keep commenting. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.